It is indeed your boy time, and we are back with another episode of Serve the Story Recap. And look at who we got this week. It is the drawing wonder himself,
No,
Nick.
no, he's not
Pew,
the
pew, pew,
drawing
pew.
wonder. He is the wizard. He is
Correct.
a mad scientist. He is the man behind the. We've just pulled back the curtains on our Wizard of Oz. Okay.
Well, they've actually already saw a little bit. They did see a behind the scenes we posted after the first
Yeah.
chapter of Serve the Story. So now you're going to ask you, we're going to talk to them about our second chapter, and we're going to break it down because obviously it was a lot different than the first one. Every chapter is going to be different, and obviously he said it to us multiple times. He thinks the drawings and everything is 10 times better than the first one. So I would like to start with my question
Hold on,
of.
Gary. Before we jump straight into it, I have to ask. I have to ask this. I noticed there that I noticed in the video before and just now, you have your fingernails painted. That's dope. Did D'Angelo give you tips on how to do that? Because everyone knows he paints his toes. So, I mean, have y'all exchanged tips?
You know what's crazy though? So I went to I got my girl her fingernails painted, and we was just talking to the lady there, and it was just some random place. And then all of a sudden, like I was kind of telling her like what I do or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I work with these NFL players. She was like, oh, which one? We got some dude that comes in here. I was like, oh, his name's D'Angelo. She was like, that's the dude.
He gets
I was like,
pictures.
what? That was crazy to me. I was like, he comes and gets his fingernails painted. They're like, no, not that. But like, I was like, what? I was like, it's a small world, bro.
It is a small world. You live down the street from me.
Yeah, bro.
You live down the street from
I'm
me.
sorry, Gary. I had to get that out there.
It's all
And
good.
look,
It's all good. So my question deals with Serve the Story. Obviously, it is. So obviously
Hold
you
up,
heard.
Gary. Hold up,
Oh
Gary,
my! I'm
before
gonna
you
fight
get
you.
that.
I am gonna fight.
I have to ask this though, Nick. I have to ask this, bro.
I'm not asking
Is there a
questions.
reason why you paint your fingernails? Like, is there when did you what made you start painting your fingernails?
Man, one time my girl just painted it, and I don't really care about any of that stuff. Like, I don't think it's weird or nothing. So I thought it was cool. And then now I just make her paint my nails whenever. There's nothing too crazy, but I don't know. I just like seeing color all the time. And now I'm kind of bored of just having regular fingernails, so I think it's cool.
hey, I think it's dope. You know what? Maybe next week we'll all
Bro,
come
he
up with
said,
our
I'm
fingernails
tired of having
painted.
regular fingernails.
Yeah, bro, it's
I
boring.
bite mine, so it don't even matter.
Go ahead, Gary. We
Are
apologize,
you
but
sure?
that
Are you
was
sure?
important.
Y'all
Yeah.
look good. You got your
I just
questions
wanted
out.
to know, bro.
Yeah, nah, valid
Right.
question.
So my question is about the story. You obviously heard the first one. You've heard the second one. How different is it from the first one to the second one? Like the layout and having to prepare when it's not even close to the same type of story. Because I mean they're far different. So how different does it make you? Like how hard is your process going into it when it comes to writing out the storyboard like you did, the behind the scenes, all that stuff? Because now you have to draw all brand new characters. You don't have any inspiration. You can't use any similar aspects from the previous one.
Yeah, I think with the difference with the two is I mean, obviously the cartoon style is still basically the exact same. You could put all the same characters together and it looked like they're still part of the same universe. And basically my approach with the next one is with the chapter 2, I wanted it to have more color because with the first chapter you can kind of see it's more white. Like there's a little bit of like polka dots in the background or something to kind of give it that feel, but with this one I really wanted to get like a color scheme to kind of like separate the world into its own. And like you'll see like the purple sky, like the green grass, everything just like coexists together, and I wanted to give it more depth and more color and full screen to kind of bring it more of a actual show effect.
So I am going to put you on the spot. So I know time and I know D, you're going to be interested to hear this. I'm sorry for doing this to you. Which part was your favorite to draw?
Ah.
For so like out of you guys or just like in the story?
Out of like each part of the chapter. It's like each episode, I guess. Well, I guess we'll just bring it to episode. Which episode was your favorite to draw?
Man, to be honest, the first episode's always my favorite one to draw because I'm literally starting from scratch and I can
Had
just
two
make
parts in
up
that.
everything. So it's like making up characters is so much fun to me. And my favorite part of, I believe it was part of the first episode, is like right when the prison break's happening and there's gunshots going off and then there's like guards stabbing or like inmates stabbing guards and like I
That was
like
me, Gary.
violent
That was
stuff
me.
for
That
some
was
reason.
me.
Yeah, that was you. That was you.
No time reference. I love it. We've proven our point that me and
Yeah.
D Carey deserve the
Oh
story.
my gosh.
Told this story for a very long
Fine, you
time.
still do good, bro. Don't let them hate on you like that.
Oh,
But I did
I
like
don't have
that
any
part.
doubts. I know
do
I'm the
have
LeBron of this Serve the Story team, and I just help them become better.
I don't know this was gonna happen, bro.
so Nick, I got a very serious question for you because
Yeah.
I'm always like I look at your characters and I'm like, dude, they're fitting, they're absolutely amazing. And again, I want y'all to understand what Nick has done is he's taken our improv storytelling and he's turned it into, partial animation. And the way that he's going is it's going at one point be fully animated because he's doing a really good job of getting more and more into it, but it's partially animated. But how do you come up with the characters? Do you see them? Like, because every character you've had, like you had the snake-like guy in chapter 1, and then you had the like what vision do you have of a character when we're talking about it and you have to come up with this whole character in your head? Because we don't really give much like we don't give you much information when we give these characters sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'll just take the information you guys put out there and then kind of like put my own twist to it. And I mean, I'm a big reader. I love reading. So like, when you're reading a book, if it's a fictional book, there's no set image of what the character looks like. So I've always had that process of like creating whatever I wanted them to look like based off the details they give me. And it's super easy for me to just make up stuff on the spot. Like, drawing is just something I do every day nonstop. Like even before all this, like even at work, I remember being at like CVS like years ago, just printing out receipt paper, making up characters on the spot all the time, just while like working. So it's just something that comes natural. Like it's nothing. It's a hard way to explain it with the artist. Like it's just a creative thing you're locked into.
Oh, so you basically saying none of us are creative. So fuck you.
Oh
Nick.
nah, bro, that ain't
It's
look,
just you
y'all-
not creative enough to understand my process.
nah, that's not it. But
It's just hard to put into words.
But I mean, I think it's cool what y'all do. Like y'all can just like, cause I was really thinking about when I was in the car today. I was like, bro, what if they asked me to just come up with the story on the spot? I was like, how do they even do that?
It's gonna happen because Gary's a dick.
Bro, like that's why I was like, I literally was thinking about it. I'm like, all right, make up a story. And I kept thinking like on the car ride there, I was like, all right, this happens and that happens. I was like, this is hard, bro. Like
Don't worry. Don't worry. At the end, you won't get to start it. You just get to pick up after somebody else. So just be.
Ooh, and he's not gonna let you start it. He gonna let you go. And you only get a minute too, so that's what's crazy.
yeah, I was thinking about it. I feel like the time will go by quick with the minute too. So
It goes by super fast. The hardest part
Yeah.
is you just trying not to mess up the words, trying to not mess
Yeah.
up words, trying to think too fast. That's
Yeah.
the hardest part of it.
So,
Bro,
I'll give you a hint. What you got to do, Nick, is when the person goes in front of you, don't listen to the whole story. You got to listen to parts of the story because
Yeah.
then now you can insert those parts into your story to keep it continuous. Like just
All
pick
right.
up something like, oh, okay, he said something about a refrigerator. I'm gonna need to use the refrigerator. I'm gonna have to see how I can get back. Like just kind of hone in on something.
bring it
and
full
you-
circle.
Yeah, make it come full circle. I mean, good luck though.
Bro, no, I was tripping, bro. Like I'm telling you, I was going through so many scenarios. I was like, all right, bro. I gotta be on it.
Yeah, so
Go ahead. Do you got a question?
yeah, well, yeah, I do. It was not necessarily a question. It was just kind of just
Go ahead.
talk. So from the first chapter, I've noticed into the second chapter, like your sound effects are on point, man. Like even in the finale and like us coming up with it, I told Gary when he first started it and he first started talking in the very first episode, when he started talking and I was listening, I was like, this is stupid. Like he's outside, he's looking up, he's talking about this is a odd day, I was like, this is fucking stupid. Like this is gonna be one of these like little like it's probably finna be like a romance novel or something. And I'm thinking in my head, like, how can I kill people? So because I gotta jazz this up. How can I kill people? And then he says prison, and I'm like, oh shit, this is a prison break. It
Yo.
just got good, and I was like, yo, this is gonna be dope. This is gonna be insane.
So-
Literally, it was literally my reaction because you could tell. Gary can
he
tell you,
called me
so
afterwards.
juiced.
He like called me after. He's like, "What you? How?" I was like, "That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want. I want to trick people into false sense of security, and then it's a whole different thing." That's what because obviously you said you read a lot. I read a little, but I watch a ton of movies, and they're always trying to foreshadow stuff. So I was trying to foreshadow with In the Yard. Obviously, that's another name for the prison when you're out. So I was trying to use little things to foreshadow what could be happening, but you're not really going to pick up on it because it also could be something else. So that was my whole process of this starting. Because I didn't want you to know where it was going to start.
He got me. And when he said prison break, I was like, well, pretty much a prison break. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's great. And then when they start heading towards the zombies, I'm like, why don't y'all fucking bring the zombies in? Like, why are we waiting so long to bring the zombies in, right?
Blame time for that one.
Ah, he was horrible, bro.
Why do I get blamed and I'm the one who actually brought it up? I mean,
Because you waited too long.
I have to wait for you guys to go.
Like he is a master level filler. That's what he is. Like me and Gary, we bring the energy, and then he come in, Mr. Monotone. Yeah.
So I do got a question because I asked Nick it. Obviously, I want to ask both you and Time D. What was y'all's favorite part of animated wise that you saw once it was animated? What was your favorite part during the whole chapter once you saw the animation was done?
I may be biased, but I'm gonna tell you my favorite part. Got my heart racing when he was playing the hurry up music when he's fighting the zombie. Is obviously it was my part, but when he was fighting the zombie and you had the music and he rips out the drawer and shit start flying and the music's still going, you just like, damn, like is he gonna beat the zombie or is the zombie gonna get him? And you later find out that he ended up getting the zombie. You just like, ooh, that was serious. But I'm already like buzzing because of the siren going off from the prison. So now I'm juiced there. So there's so many levels of like intense. Like it makes it intense when you start adding the sound effects and then the music and stuff like that. That's why I said like after a while it's gonna be fully animated because you're getting more creative as we move forward and it's getting better and better. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the software you work with or you're finding little niches where this works. Nah, that doesn't work. Or yeah, and you're perfecting it, man. You're doing an awesome job.
Yeah, for me, you go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
I was just gonna say it's kind of both. Like, I mean, y'all know I finally got the new laptop and everything, and I've just been kind of locked in on like, I'll study like cartoon TV shows and stuff like that, and like even movies and stuff, and you'll just hear like the little things that really make it. Like, imagine watching like a crime show or something like that where there's not that background music, you know? Like it's just like it's a quiet room. You don't really get the mood or anything like that. But then like when they present the killer, they have the crazy music and all this stuff. So it's like the little details with the sound effects, I think really adds on to it. And that's something I really want to hone in on the future.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree, and not to talk about our own parts, but how I'm the one who started the siren, and when he kept that going, like throughout, even past my story into the next one, I thought that was really dope because it's like he said, just adding that siren and having it continually blast through the story makes you build up that angst. Like, oh gosh, the siren's going off. Are they going to make it? And so it just added an extra element that we didn't necessarily have in the first one. That's like it just enhanced the feeling as a listener of the story.
So I'm not going to toot my own horn like the other two just did and pick my own parts. I'm going to actually be realistic. I actually had two parts, and they both deals with tying the sound effects. And it was one of his favorite parts when they were at the prison break, and you had the gunshots and all that. And then the other was the fight scene with the zombie, just because of the attention to detail, and then everything is going on. Everything was just on point. So I think both those two parts are the same for me in that story because
I'm not gonna point it out, but those are both my parts.
I already knew that, so I didn't want to say that. But he
Yo,
brought
he's
in the
hyped
sound
right now.
effects, really made those scenes come alive, and I think that's a huge part of it. And I think that's a credit to you, Nick, because the sound effects have just transformed the whole story because it just draws you in even more. And then the little background music and even the sirens, it like you said when you read, obviously you read a lot when you're reading. You want to encompass yourself in that story. And I think when you're seeing this play out and you're hearing the things, you can see yourself in that situation, that's what movies and books try to do. They try to bring you into their world. And I think you're doing a great job with it.
Appreciate it, bro. And I actually got a question for y'all. What's y'all's favorite character that I drew? Like out of like the dad, Dennis, like any of them. Which one's your favorite one? Like when the character got brought to life.
Dennis is my favorite because he looked like he sounds.
Yo, exactly, dude.
He's like a country dude.
I already knew what he was gonna look like. Like as soon as I heard your voice, I just saw Dennis in my head. I'm like, I have to draw this right now, bro. I was like, I already know what he's gonna look like. It was the funniest thing. He's my favorite too.
It looks like he's talking because he looks like that.
I like the prisoner that turned into the zombie.
Oh yeah, he's crazy. It made, was it 282?
Yeah, 282. I like that.
I really liked Dennis, yeah. But if I have to pick another one since it's already been chosen, I really like the way you did the Badgers.
They're not Badgers. They're called
Wolverines. Sorry, Wolverines. Yeah, those were really cool looking.
Yeah, those things are crazy.
Also, side note, when we ended it, everybody hated my ending because they were like, dude, you didn't end it, because I ended it with saying, hey, you know, they shut the door and it was like, who do we let in next? You can't start and stop a damn zombie apocalypse the same day. Like, who does that? So it has to be an unfinished story because it literally just started. You don't quarantine that fast in 24 minutes. Yeah. So I felt like, hey, I'm not going to rush it. That's why I ended it the way I ended it. Gary was unhappy with it. Tom was unhappy with it. But I've felt like I've had to explain that ending to so many of my friends. Like, hey, bro, you could have just ended it. And I was like, there's no way to end a zombie apocalypse that just started.
See, he says there's no way, but the alternate endings that were thrown out definitely end it. So we'll get to those at some point. They're just not there yet. Y'all, we haven't released them. We do have alternate endings for all of our chapters. So that will be for a future thing, just not right now. But we want everybody to enjoy stuff first. I do have a question before we go to our creative story, our live version of it. I would like, I know you're working on our next one's coming out next Thursday. Not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday. We actually are doing our Amazing Race version.
Woo!
So we're doing an Amazing Race story.
Chapter 3.
It's going to be interesting. I would like you just give a little insight. Break down a little bit what to expect coming in, but you don't have to give anything away, but just art-wise type of stuff. Give it a little preview.
So with this season, this is probably the most time I've spent on the season so far for the amount of detail I put into it. Expect way more sound effects because like before I was kind of experimenting with it and I had my buddy kind of going through with me. Now it's literally just me locking in for an entire day, just going through editing for like 6 hours to get everything like spot on. And then so one thing that was also kind of bothering me is that if you watch the old stories, it's like more of like a box, like it's not the full screen. With this one, it's completely full screen. So if you're watching on the TV, it takes up the entire screen. And there's more animation too. Like there's so much going on. I'm excited to show you guys. You guys haven't even seen any of it.
Yeah, I know.
And like it's because I want you guys to see everything when it's done. Cause like I'm literally still like right before this call, I was drawing more storyboards for it now. And the digital art's gonna be done completely this week. And the first 2 episodes are already done. They're edited, everything. But the third episode, like I'm just adding those final details, but it's crazy, bro. I had to watch the entire season. Like I've never seen the show before. So I watched the entire season for like 3 days. Like I was texting y'all about it. Like just like watching everything. Like
then the story made sense after you watched it.
Though, right? No, it makes complete sense. And like even like rewatching it, like while I'm doing all this stuff again, like I've heard it 100 times, dude, at least. And like just hearing every little thing, I'm like, this makes sense. That's why they said that. And it's like it's so good, bro. And then it helps me with like animation and everything, like drawing characters, because then it's just like I can build on to that inside joke.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So with that being said, we're really looking forward to it. We have not seen it yet.
No.
Since I like to hijack this, I'm going to hijack it again, and I'm going to make time go first.
Ooh.
Perfect.
So we're going to go time. We're going to go D'Angelo. We're going to go me. We're going to have Nick finish it. He's going to be the bring it home, Nick. Bring it home.
Everyone-
So everybody's
Nick.
got 1 minute.
All right, we ready?
Tom, you better not fuck me, bro. I'm telling you.
All right, let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna get going. It is a bright, sunshiny day in the metropolis of Charlottetonia, and there are two best friends that are getting ready to start their day. One with long, blonde, shaggy hair, the other, quite the character himself, long, black dreads. And they're meeting up because you know what? They recently discovered that they have a common interest in getting their fingernails painted. And so they are on their way to the local shop where they are going to go exchange stories over a fresh fingernail painting. But what D'Angelo, oh wait, is that his name? Yes, it is. What D'Angelo doesn't know is that Nick, wait, that's his name? The blonde, swishy hair? Why, yes, it is. Nick is about to tell him a story that is going to blow his mind.
And D'Angelo looks at Nick and he go, bro, you will not believe the day that I had. And Nick goes, what do you mean? And D'Angelo goes, bro, you really won't believe the day that I had. And Nick goes, well, what are you talking about? I just told you that I had a story for you. And D'Angelo goes, man, no, I'm telling you right now, you wouldn't believe the day that I had. And he was like, okay, since you want to hijack this like you do all the other stuff, then here we go. What do you have for me? And I go, Nick, man, I got up this morning and I couldn't hear. And I don't know if it's just you or I can't hear. And Nick goes, but you've been answering me every time I said something. He was like, well, I can hear certain things, but what I can't hear is stories. I can hear everything else, normal conversation, but I can't hear stories.
And so Nick points at him and says, well, I'm going to fix that. He claps D'Angelo in the ears, and D'Angelo can magically hear stories again. So Nick starts off his story. He's like, you'll never believe. I knew we were coming here to do our get our fingernails painted, and I wanted to come here and support you. We woke up, and my fingers were gone. I don't know what happened to them. Overnight, I woke up, and they were on my bed, not attached to my hand anymore. And there was no blood, no nothing. So I have no understanding of why they were gone. So, and then D'Angelo looks at him, so why did you come here? Well, Nick looks at him and says, hey, I knew you've never done this before. I wanted to come here to support you. So I wanted to be here for you. So I'm at least going to get my toenails done because I know that's something you usually do. So while you get your fingernails, I'm going to get my toenails. We'll figure out what's going on with my fingers later. I wanted to be here for you. So that's what I'm going to do. And then D'Angelo looks at him and says, bring us home, baby.
Man, so he looks over at Nick and he's like, all right, man, I think I decided what I'm gonna get on my nails. Nick looks over at him, he's like, all right, bro, what you gonna do? I think I'm gonna get flames, bro, because we got that concert going on tonight. All right, that sounds pretty cool. I'll get flames on my toes. I'll just wear some sandals when we go. And then once he gets it painted, the lady looks at D'Angelo and she's like, I think I know you. He's like, oh, nah, you probably don't. I've never been over here before. Oh, no, I seen you on the TV. You're that rock star. He's like, nah, that's not me, bro. She's like, no, I got you right here. We're going to the event tonight. What you want? You want to have a conversation? You want an autograph? Oh, nah, I just wanted to say hi, but it's cool. If I could get some free passes, that'd be cool too. Okay. And so they all go up to the concert later that night. D'Angelo's fingernails painted with flames. And then Nick's got the sandals on with his beautiful toes, no fingertips. And they just have a pleasant night rocking out with their weird nail stylist that was kind of nervous around D'Angelo.
Nice.
And the
how
next,
it's done.
the next thing that Nick notices as he's watching D'Angelo play up there, rocking out in his concert, he says, wait a minute. D'Angelo's fingernails and fingers look white. They look like they've been sewn on. Did D'Angelo steal my fingers from me at night just so he could continue his rock career because of the arthritis he got? Oh my goodness!
Look at the plot twist.
Plot twist!
Time pulling off an ending. I see you, Time.
Just like that, the story can change, Nick. And that's what I love about doing Serve the Story, man, is because when you think it's going some way and it's like perfect, somebody can do it just like that. And you're just like, oh shit, he had my fingers the whole time. Like, so now you're over there plotting revenge now. Like, oh, this motherfucker stole my fingers.
Bro, that's crazy. You're gonna have to draw everything now, bro. You got my fingers.
Exactly. I love
it. But that's how it is, and that's what we love about it, just because it's so fun and it keeps you on your toes, and you got to create new things. And I think that's why we love this whole thing of Serve the Story. And Nick, we appreciate you doing the animation because it's awesome. We're really looking forward to next week's because the way you're talking about it, I mean, it's going to be crazy. I know all the Amazing Race cast is really looking forward to it. They're looking forward to how you drew them. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on you with that.
Bro, and like, look, the thing I like to point out is like, I never like to draw people exact, you know, like it's a cartoon. Like there's no point of me making a portrait of you. And a little teaser, I can't wait to D'Angelo to see how you see your character. Cause like, bro, I literally took a twist with it in the middle of the first episode, and it's awesome, dude. I love how the character turned out. Bro. I can't even say nothing else than that. But
I hope
all the characters are perfect.
I hope D'Angelo is like a midget next to Gary.
This is great. I don't know if I like this or not. I don't know.
You coming on, Nick, and we'll definitely have to get you back on for more. And I commend you for jumping in on the Serve the Story 1 minute edition because it is tough for sure.
It's scary, bro. I give y'all your credit for sure. Like I was like, bro, I just need to make sense this whole time. Like that was fun though. That was fun.
Right. It is fun. Well, we appreciate you, and we will look forward to seeing more of your work. Stay tuned. He'll be dropping next Thursday the next season of Serve the Story, and you are not going to want to miss it. We out.